everyone, it's CajunDIYDiva and Emily's here today. So today we're going to make something special. It's something that Miss Picky Emily will eat. And I got this idea for this recipe from watching Auntie Fee, because she makes these little croquettes and things that she just throws everything together so fast and then just throws them in the frying pan and it's done. So this isn't like exactly like one of her recipes, but it's got kind of elements that are kind of like what she would do. So I got some canned crab meat. So I already strained it and put it in the bowl. It's okay if a little of the liquid stays in there. I'm going to strain this shrimp, and I might chop it just a little bit more.
Oh, it's chopped already, Mom? They look cool to me.
They're not chopped yet, but instead of flour, I thought it might be good to use like cornmeal, corn muffins. So I'm going to put in some corn. I just chopped this off of a little ear of corn I had in the fridge. And I'm going to put some fresh seasoning, little parsley, bunch of green onions, and celery. Let me just put a big handful of that in there. And so I have a pretty special ingredient right here that you might not have. This is crackling crumbs, and I remember that, you know, like a crackling cornbread's a very southern dish, and we're southern. So this is from a place in Scott, Louisiana, the boudin and crackling capital of the world. So this is our favorite, but you don't have to use this kind. And if you don't have cracklings, you could just use like a spoonful of some kind of Cajun seasoning like that. I'm going to give my shrimp just kind of a little rough chop. That's the other thing about Auntie Fee, like she doesn't use these fancy ingredients. You know, she was making something similar to this with like imitation crab and chicken. So I thought this might be good to use.
Her recipes are perfect for college students.
Yeah. So, and then I'm just going to throw in a little bit of this corn muffin mix, and I'm going to put an egg and stir it all up.
Mom, you're a genius. Why can't
I know it. I know I'm a genius.
Why can't I cook? Where did you go wrong with that? Why can't I cook?
You can't cook because you don't try to cook.
Well, I don't need to because I have you.
Well, don't live with me all the time.
Well, I'm sorry.
But anyway, so here I'm just going to stir it up until it kind of stays together. It's got a lot of green stuff in there, and the crab meat's going to break apart, but there's enough in there that you'll be able to taste it. And I kind of want to like mush it down as I'm stirring it to make sure like it's got enough stuff in there to kind of hold it together. Some of these pieces of parsley leaves look too big. Maybe a little bit more cornmeal mix. Probably instead of the crackling crumbs, do we have more crumbs in there?
Yeah, we do. You want some?
You could also put like, here, take that big one out. You could put like bacon bits in here. That would be good too.
That's actually what I thought it was when I saw it sitting on the counter.
So that's about right. And so now I have oil heating up. And let me see if I can position this camera right. And I'm going to try to do it the way she does. and see if I can do it. So you want hot oil, that's important.
Hot means sizzling oil. It sizzles it.
And some of it is kind of breaking apart. But if I try to just like shape them a little more with my fingers, they'll probably stay together a little bit better. And of course we want these to get nice and crispy because Auntie Fee likes them. She likes everything really crispy. And I like that stuff that way too. So that's why I like her so much. It's not the only reason I like her. I like her because she's so authentic.
And opposite of you. She's ballsy.
She's ballsy, but, you know, I'm not as ballsy as her. But, you know, everybody's got their strengths. So I'm going to get a plate and some paper towels while that's sizzling. Okay, so I got my plate and my paper towels, and I'm going to try to make a little sauce, I think. A little dipping sauce while we wait. Let's see, do I have what I want to make it? Okay, let me check and see how they look. Here's the first one I put in, I think. And I think it's nice and crispy on the bottom, so it's a good, like you want them to be firm on the bottom before you turn them over. So if they're still kind of like the other ones, I think maybe need to go a little longer before I turn them over. And in the meantime, I'm going to make a dipping sauce. So I've got a little ketchup and I'm going to put a little horseradish, prepared horseradish. If the only kind you can find is the kind that already has mayonnaise mixed into it, that's okay too. I kind of like that. I'm going to put a couple of dashes of hot sauce in the dipping sauce because it's got to be spicy. And I think Worcestershire. Just a little Worcestershire. And that is like, stir that up, that is like Cajun cocktail sauce. So that's ready. I'll put that aside and see if I need to turn them now. Yep, looking beautiful. When my boys come in, they're going to be, well, I mean, these are going to go so fast that, you know, we're going to blink an eye and they'll all be gone when the boys come in. Now let me check those first two that I turned over. I want to check and see how done. So they look pretty done on the other side. I'm going to let them cook a couple more minutes. And then we'll plate them. Yeah, I think they're about done now. So I am going to put them on this paper towel and check these, kind of turn them over, make sure they look like they're done. Can you see that? They're just beautiful. And you know, you could probably use like catfish, cut it up into small pieces. My mother used to make what she called garfish boulettes. Pretty much the same thing that she would use whenever she could get her hands on garfish. And she would make something like this. And I think she would like this because she really likes cornmeal a lot. So there they are. Beautiful. You can put this with some cocktail sauce. You could make a little tartar sauce, would be really delicious with this. You could even, since it's got the corn and everything in there, you could maybe even use kind of a taco flavored sauce. So this is Cajun DIY Diva. I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and please comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks. Bye.